Welcome back to my channel. I'm Joe with Smokin Joe's Pit BBQ. On today's video, we're going to be smoking up a hot and fast chicken on my Grill of Grills Kamado style cooker. Stay tuned. All right, let's get started on this hot and fast chicken. First, we got to protect our hands. You guys know how I feel about that. Always wear your cut glove, followed by my Clean Space Project nitrile gloves. If you guys are interested, check out the link below and get yourself a nice discount on a case or two of these. All right, here's our special guest for today's video. This is a 6-pound chicken. Just take it out of the package and dry off the surface as much as possible. I gotta tell you, this is a pretty clean chicken. No feathers whatsoever. Don't you guys hate it when there's a bunch of feathers on your chicken? It's like, come on, people. All right, so I'm gonna be spatchcocking this chicken, and I like to start on this neck side. Just run your knife and follow that spine, just like that, cutting the skin. Really simple. In fact, I'm not gonna use any kitchen shears to spatchcock this chicken, just a sharp knife, okay? There's my outline. As you guys can see, grab the neck and your sharp knife and just cut right through the bones. It should be pretty soft. There we go. And start on the other side as well. And there we go, really simple. Now you can save this backbone and make some chicken stock or some chicken soup, but I will not be saving it. Next step, find the breastbone right here and slice it right in the middle. You don't gotta get all fancy and flip it and press on it, just split it open, that's it, like that, okay? So I like to clean up the inside, take all this extra skin and fat off. Nobody likes this gummy chicken skin anyway. All right, one of the other things that I like to do is just remove this breastplate that's in here. Sometimes you can just go in there and grab it. You guys can see it right here. Sometimes you can just grab it and break it off. Just like that, see? Pops right out. Oftentimes when you're cooking chicken and you slice it in that area, it kind of looks bloody. Because of that bone, okay? So I like to just take it out. All right, chicken looks good. Let's season this bad boy up. And again, this is a 6-pound chicken. I got the biggest one I could possibly get. So we're gonna start to season the inside with this PS Seasoning Buried Treasure. If you guys have not tried this, you have got to get your hands on it. It's got black truffle, mushrooms, salt, pepper, butter, everything you want on chicken, right? So add enough of the seasoning on the inside of it. This is one of the reasons I like to spatchcock my chickens, because you can season up the inside of this meat, because I like to pick at all this meat in here. It's fantastic. So add enough of this rub, it's not salty. All right, the next seasoning that I'm using is from Killer Hogs BBQ. This is the barbecue rub, which is fantastic. It's gonna give our chicken a really nice red color as well. Pat that rub in so it doesn't fall off as soon as you flip it. All right, let's flip the chicken over and season the other side. Now, one thing I like to do is tuck the wings behind the breast. Just simply grab them and tuck them right under the breast so they don't burn up on you. All right, let's season up the top side with this PS Seasoning Buried Treasure. Now, when you're adding seasoning to your chicken or any meat, hold it about 12 inches from the protein. That we get nice distribution of the rub. Followed by the Killer Hogs barbecue rub. Now, I'm not going to be patting the top side of the chicken because I want this to look nice when it's all done. All right, let's head outside and fire up our Grill of Grills Kong. Stay tuned. All right, I'm outside of my Grill of Grills Kong. As you can see, I've got some spent charcoal. Now that charcoal is left over from a brisket cook that I did not too long ago, and I've got quite a bit of charcoal left, maybe about half a basket. So I'm gonna be cooking this chicken hot and fast. So I wanna make sure I fill up that basket. And I am using Jealous Devil chunks. This is their XL lump charcoal, which is fantastic. Got some really nice chunks of this charcoal, check that out. Big old giant piece. Just spread out your charcoal, make sure it's nice and even. All right, I've got my grill gun from Grill Blazer. Check out the link below if you want to grab yourself one. This is what I use to start my big pits and even my Grilla Grills Kong. Here we go. Man, I love this grill gun. 2 minutes later, our charcoal is lit. All right, be very careful. I'm gonna install my heat diffuser. I'm gonna go ahead and install my grill grate. All right, I'm gonna close the lid. I'm gonna open the exhaust to number 2. And the intake, I'm gonna have it halfway open. I'm gonna let this get nice and hot, probably 450 degrees, and I'll bring you guys right back. Stay tuned. All right, so about 15 minutes later, looks like the temperature settled in at 425 degrees. Now I do have the intake a quarter of the way open, and the exhaust, I have it right at the number 2, and again, I'm right at 425, so I'm gonna roll with 425. So I'm at 3,800 feet above sea level, and that's what it takes to run my Grilla Grills Kong at 425 degrees. So depending on where you're at and the elevation is going to determine where you set your intake and exhaust. So let's load up this chicken. Ooh, smoky. All right, so here's our chicken. Now I did place it on this pizza sheet just to make it easy to rotate and remove once this chicken is ready. So again, 425 degrees is really hot. We're pretty much roasting this chicken, but again, we are adding some smoke flavor. As you can see, we've got quite a bit of smoke. So I'm gonna close the lid. So I'm gonna wait right here next to my Kong for about 10 minutes. Make sure this temperature does not go above 425 degrees. And if it does, I will close down the exhaust a little bit and also the intake. Again, I'm shooting for 425 degrees. We'll see you guys in about 20 minutes. Stay tuned. All right, so 20 minutes later, now I will tell you guys that I did have to shut the exhaust down to about the number 1, and I closed the intake about a quarter of the way open, maybe a little bit less than a quarter. And I am still maintaining 425 degrees. Let's take a look at this chicken. All right, so there's our chicken after 20 minutes at 425 degrees. Not sure if you guys can tell or not, but it has gotten a little bit swollen, a little bit puffy, if you will. That's because of that high temperature. Now, one thing about these Kamado style cookers, you don't want to have that lid open a long time, so I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. So I'm gonna let the chicken cook for another 20 minutes at 425 degrees. Then I'll bring you guys back. We'll get an internal temperature. Stay tuned. All right, so 20 minutes later, total cook time 40 minutes. Let's take a look at this chicken. Oh man, it is smelling good. All right, let's get an internal temperature with my trusty Thermopin. Check out the link below if you guys wanna grab yourself one of these. All right, looks like we're sitting at 170 degrees right there in the thigh. About 183, that's perfect. Remember, the legs and thighs can take those higher temperatures, and I'm sitting at about 133 degrees in the breast. It seems like it might be running hot on this side, so I'm gonna go ahead and rotate this. Just like that. Now, as you can see right here on top of the breast, it looks like it's getting a little bit dark. So I've got some aluminum foil here. Just gonna place that right on top of the breast. I'm looking for about 160 degrees on the breast. It will carry over to 165, maybe even 170. I'll see you guys inside. Stay tuned. So 55 minutes later at 425 degrees, and our hot and fast chicken is ready, and check that out. I did tent it with foil, and it sat here for about 10 minutes, but it's still really nice and hot. Check out that skin, nice and crispy. Not sure if you guys can hear that. Absolutely beautiful. Now, it did get a little bit dark here on the leg tips, but that's okay. A little bit of char is not going to hurt anybody. So I'm just going to cut the leg quarter off. Man, look at that. Really nice and juicy. You know what? For cooking this at 425 degrees hot and fast, it's extremely juicy. Man, that looks absolutely wonderful. Now, my favorite part of the chicken is this breast, nice and crispy. That's what you get at 425 degrees. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Really nice and juicy. Again, you wouldn't think that at those really high temperatures, but check that out. Hopefully the juiciness is coming out on the camera. If not, watch, I'm gonna squeeze this. Look at that. Is that juicy or what? Let's give this hot and fast chicken a try and see how we did. All right, let's give this chicken a try. Look at that, super juicy, still dripping right here. Wow, man, here we go. Unbelievably tasty. I gotta tell you, those two rubs paired together are amazing. Super crunchy skin. I gotta tell you, this Killer Hogs rub right here is some good stuff. Paired up with this PS seasoning, buried treasure, black truffle, butter, onion, mushroom. You guys have got to get your hand on a few cases of this stuff before it sells out. Make sure you guys click on the link from PS Seasoning and get yourself a 10% discount on this buried treasure rub. Now let's try that dark meat, but check out the underside of that chicken. Is that magical or what? The benefits of spatchcocking. There we go. You know, the best part of pairing these two rubs together for this cook is that they are not salty. This chicken is absolutely perfect. If you guys don't have a Kamado style cooker in your arsenal of grills, check out the link below from Grilla Grills and thank them for sponsoring today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this hot and fast chicken cook. If this is your first time to my channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Until next time, Joe with Smokin Joe Spit BBQ. See ya.